Absolutely, it's fake.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a Christian. I believe in God. He doesn't make mistakes. The warm embrace that I've received from Texas Tech and the family here is unbelievable. The first time around as well, and also to be on board with me and allowing me to go to LSU and go back home and coach football. But then also to come back and have open arms is kind of remarkable, and it says a lot about the Red Raiders and the family that they have here and how they embrace people. And I'm just excited about the opportunity, and I'm going to try to make the best of the opportunity that I'm given.
Hey, Coach, Jared Johnson, RaiderPower.com. When you look at the roster, the running backs here, what do you see? What stands out to you?
I'm excited about the young men. Speed, very hard workers, very good athletes, catches the ball well, and good open field runners, and I'm going to bring some good things to the table.
When you look as far as, without getting into specifics, but in the recruiting trail, what do you see you need to add maybe to this, or what type of running back are you looking for on the recruiting trail?
We have one coming in, big guy that can run. He's fast, he's strong. He's going to try to complement what the young guys that I have now can do, and bring a bigger guy in the backfield and be able to run and catch and do all the same things that they're able to do. So it's going to be a balance in there. It's going to be a competitive room, and I'm looking forward to see how our kids compete on Saturday and the rest of the spring football.
Were you familiar with Nisby before you came here, or not?
I started watching this film once I started making contact with Coach Kingsbury and seeing who the guys were that they signed, and very impressive film, and I'm excited about what the young man is going to bring to the table. He's a mature guy. He and I spoke on the phone several times, and he's looking forward to the opportunity because of his background, where he's coming from. He wants to make the best of it, and I'm excited to work with him.
Thanks.
Coach Don Williams from the Lubbock Avalanche Journal. So many coaches bounce around and coach all over. If I remember correctly, you stayed in Louisiana basically for most all of your life. So what's it like for you just being away from your home state?
I was here for a month.
Right.
I like it
before your time spent here.
Yeah. Well, I went to Tyler Junior College for 2 years, 1990 and 91, so I'm familiar with Texas. You know what's the constant thing, no matter if you're in Louisiana or here in Lubbock? Good people. And I'm excited to be around good people, and the community have embraced it. Me and my wife haven't made it here yet, but they're going to embrace her as well. We're just looking forward to being here. I don't see anything different. The common denominator is football and good people, and I'm excited to be around here, and excited about what's going to take place here at Texas Tech in the upcoming years.
Just to clarify then, so outside the 2 years that you lived at Tyler and the month here, is that the only time you've lived outside Louisiana?
Yes, sir. New Orleans and Baton Rouge. I went to college in Baton Rouge, but born and raised in New Orleans. New Orleans through and through. I missed Mardi Gras this past weekend, so it's good. I'm excited.
Asked Douglas Coleman yesterday what he missed being a Louisiana kid. And I think he mentioned the food.
Crawfish.
He said the same thing.
Yeah, crawfish. We have a walk-ons here.
Yep.
He said the same thing.
I go to walk-ons a lot just to make sure I'm getting some home-cooked food. Remind me of New Orleans, but Texas is good food. I had my first country fried steak when I got here. I didn't know what it was, and it had some white gravy on it. I was like, so I like it. And the fried chicken, I like also.
Coach, as far as Daly on board, what do you think about the second half of the year he had once he kind of started starting?
The relationship that I had with the staff, I used to watch as a fan, and I was very impressed with De Leon because the month that I was here, I recruited him, made sure that he was doing what he had to do in school at Skyline. I was very impressed. Most freshmen, they hit that wall. Looked like he got stronger as he went on and getting more familiar with the offense. We're looking for some great things from him. Also looking for some great things from Justin Stockton and DeMarcus Felton, also with that experience to build on what De Leon has and to help him to be that leader. I'm just excited about the group. We have a good group of guys in that room. Adding Dante to the room is going to be good for us. Give us a little more athleticism at that position along with Mason. So I'm excited about what the room is going to offer.
Coach Jeff McGuire, Double T 97.3. The offense ran great last year. Not so much running the ball. Where do they need to improve most on this spring and in the offseason?
working with Coach Jones, Brandon Jones, I think that we've cleaned up some things in the run game. I've been with some really good offensive line coaches, and he's one of the best that I've been with. I think with the addition to him and what we're going to do in the backfield with having some rules and some regulations and hitting landmarks and doing different things, I think we're going to improve in that aspect of it immediately. I can see that within the 3 weeks that I've been here with our walkthroughs and things that we're doing. He's doing a really good job. He's making things simple for myself to understand, and allows me to teach it to the kids so they can understand it as well, not just in the run game, but in pass protection as well, because we kind of intertwine with each other. So, and it's been good, and he and I have a good relationship off the field, so I think that's going to carry over onto the field and continue to make our group, both groups, better, and we have to be able to run the football.
You said you were adding Dante to the room. Could you explain that a little bit more?
He's going to be be back, split out in the backfield, moving around, being able to.
H-back kind of.
Well, we call it B.
BB, okay.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of that wing role.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
F and B. So he's able to split out and be able to go fast and be able to do multiple situations with him. Yes,
Coach,
sir.
Chuck Hines from Double T 97.3. When you made that phone call to Coach Kingsbury, the initial contact, how hard was that for you, or when you picked up the phone, you're like, I don't know what I'm going to get on the other end, or did you have a pretty good idea what you were going to
You
get?
mean hard from him or from the community?
From you, the initial contact to come back, or did he contact you first?
Oh, I called him, and it was more or less, are you sure? And I'm like, yes, sir. It's not here for a negotiation. It's not here for any form of fashion. It's do you want me back? And if you want me back, I want to be here. And I'm excited about what he's doing under his leadership and able to learn from him. I think highly of the man, and I'm just grateful and honored that he allowed me to come back and be able to be a part of this program. So it was a very easy conversation. It wasn't hard at all. Talking to you guys is hard.
Coach, with as many years as you coached in high school football,
Yes, sir.
before you went to college, what was the most maybe eye-opening thing about coaching in college? Or what was anything that you maybe didn't expect? Or
Well, I was a head coach for 10 years, so the biggest transition was going from being giving orders to taking orders, and I always wanted to tell my guys to be the best assistant football coach that you can be. So I wanted to be the best assistant football coach that I can be to help the program. Skip Holtz over at Louisiana Tech, man, gave me a wonderful opportunity, and I'm very grateful, and I would always be loyal to he and his family for allowing my family to have this opportunity to be coaching college football. And so that was probably one of the biggest transitions. Kids are kids, you're going to love them up no matter what. When I was in high school, I had a few high school schools wanted me to transfer, and I can remember his name is Nat Darcy. He said, kids graduate, and if you leave, you're going to love those kids just as much as you love the kids that you had before. And he was so true about it, because the kids that I'm here with now, I love them just as much as I love the running backs at LSU and the running backs at Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, just unfortunate, with how well he played as a freshman, and then that spring coming in, I thought he had a great spring, and the injuries have been nagging him, and so I felt bad for him. But he's seen a ton of doctors. He went to Dallas and got some second opinions with the guy who did his surgery in high school, and so unfortunate. Luckily, we've built up a lot of depth there at the inside receiver position, so we should be fine. But yeah, he was a great player, tough kid, and really hate to see him go.
Talk about Nick and how he is progressing in the offseason, how you feel he's going to be ready to take leadership of this team.
Yeah, he's been great in the weight room so far. Coach Witt's actually had to bring his weight down because he wants to get in there and lift with the offensive linemen and push those guys. So strong kid, competitive in everything he does. Done a great job of leading this squad. Comes in every day, he's trying to learn what the offensive line does on every play. Obviously, he knows what the running backs and receivers do, but kid that's putting in a ton of work, and our team really respects him, and they listen to him in the huddle, which is a great starting point for us. So he's been around here 3 years, knows the offense in and out, and excited to see him kind of lead the charge this spring.
Coach, do you see him as more of a vocal leader, more emotion vocal leader than maybe what the last few guys have been at that position?
Yeah, I think definitely. I think he's a combination of Patrick and Davis Webb kind of. Davis was a really vocal guy, and then Pat kind of led by example, and he had the creativity stuff out there that kind of kept guys going. But I think he's a combination of both is what we need. And I think that all 10 guys in the huddle will be looking at him with confidence and trust what he's doing. So a guy that we're going to look for throughout the offseason to kind of lead the charge offensively.
And from a player standpoint, you think the players like that when the quarterback takes charge like that and just has the vocal lead in the huddle too?
Yeah, absolutely. We put so much on the quarterback around here and give him the ability to check. And, we send our plays in, and he gives the play to the other 10 guys on offense, to the offensive line. So he directs all the traffic for us. So it's great when you can have a guy with those leadership skills out there doing both for us.
When he came here from Iowa, I mean, obviously he had played or been a Power 5 quarterback, but is it fair to say that y'all didn't know what you were getting or the total package that you were getting?
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's been good for him to be able to sit back in the wings, I think, and watch Davis, watch Pat be around some guys that have been, successful and kind of mold his game and his nature around what those guys did. So he wasn't a guy that we had to throw in. I think, we played a ton of young quarterbacks since we've been here the last 4 years. And here's a guy that's been around the system 3 years, knows the ins and outs. And so I think he'll benefit for being able to sit and watch those guys.
In terms of his like leadership and personality, though, is that something that you maybe didn't know until you'd actually seen it over here?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's hard to lead when you're not a starting quarterback, too. You never get those opportunities to step up and talk to the team and be vocal when you're the second string quarterback. That's not kind of your role. And so his role has changed. And so, yeah, I don't think I knew his leadership qualities were that strong until he actually was put into that role. And I think you saw it come out against Kansas. I mean, last year when we put him in, he always says don't flinch. That's kind of his motto. And so I think we saw that firsthand. I mean, he didn't flinch. He went in and threw 4 touchdowns. And so I think that was the first time we kind of saw him out there and do it in person, live in action. So
Where's he improved the most since he got here, and what does he still need to work on?
I think he's always been able to throw the football. I think Coach Kingsbury's done an excellent job in getting him to actually go through his reads, understand the offense, and be able to check plays on his own out there. I think you'll see that more with him than you do with Pat. He's a guy that kind of reads offenses. You won't see all the broken plays and running around for 20 seconds and throwing it off your back foot. I think he'll be an on-time operation guy that'll be able to move us down the field.
Who from your group are you excited to see on Saturday?
I don't even know where to start. Kiki Kuti, I think, kind of ended the season on a really bright note for us. The last 3 games played exceptionally well. Cameron Batson, a guy that's been here again. This will be his 4th year. It's crazy. He's going to be a senior, but the weight room numbers he's putting up right now are astronomical. Pound for pound, he's probably the strongest guy on our team. So looking forward to seeing those 2 guys. And then Jonathan Giles is a guy, this will be his 3rd year to play receiver. Had some ups and downs last year. Played really well at times, and I thought he kind of went through some lulls. His body got beat up, but he's a guy that's put on weight. He's almost 200 pounds now, and really looking forward to see him add some physical stuff to us. And then after that, I'm excited to get Zach Austin back. He's a guy that sat out all last year that people forget about, that has had some really good games around here in the past. So those are 4 guys we'll lean on. We moved Tony Brown inside, so we'll see how he adjusts to that role.
Which spot is Tony playing? Is he a Y?
Yeah, Tony's going to play Y. So I got Batson and Giles are going to play H right now, and then Kiki, Tony, and Zach Austin will be at Y.
Okay, so you moved Giles over to H.
Yeah, so like having the difference in body type there at H, we always have had smaller guys with Jakeem and Cam playing that. We'd like to add that aspect, having a bigger body, do some different things with him there. So yeah, I like the fact of having Tony Brown, who's a 6'1", 200-pound guy, him and Kiki, and then Giles and Cam. Yeah.
Do you have any issues with those guys being able to have enough balls thrown their way, since all of your most proven guys are the inside guys right now?
No, and 2, we got plenty of stuff coming back on the outside. I mean, Quan Schwartz is a guy that really came on late, that we've liked what he did this offseason. Dylan Cantrell's probably, the leader of that whole entire group, all the receivers combined. A kid that's put on a ton of weight. He's almost 230 pounds right now, and so excited to say. I mean, as a unit, I mean, I think we have 8 guys that we're really confident in right now. But yeah, they can't be selfish. I mean, that's not the way this offense works. We're going to get it to them all, and when they start double teaming one guy because we're throwing them too much, we're going to throw it to the next guy. So it'll be good to be able to have experience at every single receiver position.
2 more.
Without getting into specific recruits, of course, how big of a day is junior day for you in the recruiting cycle?
Yeah, it's huge, especially when you get them all the way out to West Texas, a little bit further of a drive, from Houston and the Metroplex than some of the other Big 12 schools. So we do, we tried to get guys here that we're really excited about, focused on, keep the numbers a little bit smaller so we can, kind of show them a lot of love. But yeah, we're excited about getting them all down here for the first practice.
As far as at outside receiver, where you feel like things are at with guys like Derek and TJ and Antoine right now?
I think the sky's the limit for those guys, and we're really going to have some battles out there and see who wins the job. I mean, I think when you put TJ, Quan, Derek Willis, Antoine, all those guys in the same boat and say, hey, the top 4 guys, top 2 are going to start for us and play a lot of plays. Dylan's probably the only one that has a clear-cut edge over everybody, and then those other 5 kids are going to have to battle their butts off, and may the best man win.
You still have at Z. You still have Dylan and Quan at Z. I mean, TJ still.
Quan's going to move over and do some X. We'll kind of cross-train him, and TJ Vasher will be behind Dylan to start it off. So let Willies and Quan over there battle it out.
Yeah, like I've said in the past, I've been preparing for this for 2 or 3 years now. But now, obviously, I have more leadership role, leading those guys each and every day in the weight room, film room, on the field, whatever it may be. So yeah, looking forward to Saturday, man. I can't wait. It's been a long time coming. Been preparing for this for, like I mentioned, a long time now. So just want to see everything come to fruition, and looking forward to everything happening.
What's your leadership style like?
I'm pretty aggressive. I don't know if y'all have heard or not. I like to get in people's face, but I learn better that way personally. If I mess up in practice, I want Coach Kingsbury to let me know that I messed up. Kind of put me on Front Street, if you will. I feel like I learn, because then I'm going to think, like, I don't want to do that again. I just got embarrassed in front of everybody. Mm-hmm. If he's just like, it's okay, you'll get him next time. Like, I don't feel like that's very beneficial for me. And we've had that talk before. And me and Pat were the same way. I would, like I said in an interview last year, I would get on his tail and he would get on mine if we missed things that we know that we're capable of doing. But, it all boils down to one thing, that's being ready and anxious to get going on Saturday. So,
what were some of the things you learned, perhaps, from Pat and then, even Davis?
Yeah, so I've been fortunate to play behind some good talent at quarterback. Obviously, Davis has a chance to go in the first round. Pat will probably go in the first round. The kid that started while I was at Iowa went the 6th round. And the kid that took over whenever I left, C.J. Beathard, has a chance to go top 3 or 4 rounds this year. So I've been in a unique position sitting behind 4 NFL caliber quarterbacks. A lot of people can't say that. So I've tried to take bits and pieces from each of their games. Davis obviously was a machine in the film room. He studied like nobody I've ever seen. And Jake Rudock from Iowa was the same way. And then you got C.J. Beathard and Patrick Mahomes, who both play a lot off instinct, and they're very good at what they do. So yeah, I've tried to take bits and pieces of people's games that I've been around, try to mold it. Obviously, I want to be myself, but if you see those guys having that kind of success, why not try to do some of the things that they're doing? So.
How much comfort do you have having Derek Willies outside? Obviously, a guy, your roommate, right?
Yeah.
You came together from Iowa. Just, how much of a security blanket, if you would?
I mean, obviously, like you mentioned, we live together, so we know each other pretty well. But even Cantrell, even Kiki, even Cam, Giles, Zach Austin, those guys, I mean, we're with each other countless hours of the day. So you kind of start to build a rapport. So good chemistry. We've been throwing often, working out. Pretty much everybody works out in the same group. But yeah, it is having those guys out there. It is, I guess, beneficial for me on the field because they're so talented. I know that obviously not every play is going to go how we want it to go, but having that, like you mentioned, that security blanket out there, knowing that I can get rid of the ball and one of those big guys out there make a play for me. So,
what have you seen from the two quarterbacks came in at the semester, young guys in McLean and Xavier so far?
They've both been in the film room. That's the biggest thing. I mean, if you get to this level, you can throw the ball. Right. It's just getting in the film room, studying, and then applying it. So, like, I mean, you might know everything in the film room, but once Coach King starts signaling, like he's got the fastest signals in the country, once he starts signaling, it kind of like everything blends together, and your mind's going like a million miles an hour. But we do things that help them out. Whenever we throw on Saturdays and Wednesday afternoons, I'll be signaling to them so they can just get the feel for it. Or some of the other quarterbacks, Payne Solons, Colt Garrett, some of those guys will be signaling to them. So just try to ease them into that instead of just throwing them into the fire on Saturday. But I think they'll be ready. So.